something I'm learning more now than ever before is, look at that. I mean, the snow is beautiful, but the devastation is still overwhelming and all-consuming. So it's finding the Lord in living these days with tragedy, of enjoying what he's blessed us with. Because yesterday we woke up, I had no idea it was going to snow, and man, the whole ground, the trees, everything was covered. It was beautiful. Missed Berkeley terribly. But also the blessing is I just got a hammerhead sled in the mail the day before, which I just thought I should order it. So now we have 2 of these sleds, and it wasn't supposed to get here till the 16th. And it was allowing me and Hayden and I to go out with friends, and we sledded for like 5 hours. We walk up the hill, then we rest, then we sled. So just keep praying for us to continue to find the Lord in the midst of complete sadness, but also to not miss the gems and the beauty that come along the way. I think it's referred to in the Bible as beauty from ashes. And so as everybody's seemingly moving on to 2021, I don't want to move on. I don't want to move on to a year that Berkeley will never be a part of, in a sequence of the rest of our life before Jesus comes that she'll never be a part of. It's just so hard to move into a situation where you don't want to be. One of the grieving steps is acceptance. And one of our friends did research on it, and she sent me this long thing, but part of it was a patient and quiet submission to what is. And I don't want to accept a world without Berkeley in it, because her songs, her voice, her touch are so amazing. But yet I'm living in this horror of tragedy with my daughter not here. And what choice do I have except for to go on or to slowly die, because I don't choose to fight every day. And my family just struggles daily. No matter what we look like on the outside, at least Tan and I are always on the verge in this season of life of a breakdown, holding back the dam of grief and sadness and torment and agony that comes from living without Berkeley. And I know a lot of times people don't know what to do with grief. One of the things that I know helps me is when I see that you care, when I see that you're crying, when I see that somebody comes up and gives me a word. And, last week somebody gave us a book of prayers that different people that know us and some that don't, they had a book made of prayers, and we've just been reading those daily. Scriptures, words of knowledge. Somebody said they saw Berkeley in heaven reading to kids who didn't have parents, and Berkeley was just loving on them and doing what she does, serving others. Things like that, encouragements. Even my financial guy, he's like, I know you not working is a huge deal. And so he contributed, him and his group and his family contributed to help us out in our season when I'm not working. And my doctor giving me way more time, Stu, and just caring and loving on me, saying whatever I need, he'll be there for to help us through this season. It's really unthinkable. We went to this really cool restaurant called Hamilton's. I had a 4-course meal, something Tina says I wouldn't have done before on New Year's. We didn't set goals yesterday. Some of this is just too hard to do all at once. And it's constantly talking to God, listening to books. And, good news is on Christmas, I think it was the first day that I actually received something from God directly from his word, instead of how he's been speaking to me is through you guys loving on us, through food, like, no-bake cheesecake with cherries on top, and encouragement and words of knowledge and listening to books. That's how God spoke to me. But I got a message from the word, I think it was Luke 5 or 6. It just talked about you can't put new wine in old wineskins because it'll blow them up, it'll burst. And I feel like we can't live our new life with the old template of the 4 of us with Berkeley here, because our family is so drastically changed. It'll keep blowing up in our face. And thank you for those of you who've given us Christmas gifts, because I wasn't sure we'd have really any gifts except for Hayden under the tree. And so that's been a blessing. I know for Tan and I, it's much lighter than ever before, because we're in a different season. But I'm thankful that also we have friends, family. We have a team of therapists at New Vision that are just individually fantastic, but collectively they've come together and they've just done great with the practice, still helping people, changing lives. And there's still stories of just continued transformation. And so I just love the New Vision team and just more like a family have come around us. If you see us out, please come up and just whatever God puts on your heart. Just don't be super weird. We haven't had any weird people yet. We have people say awkward things, but that's just part of not knowing what to do in situations, and we get that. I would rather hear what you think God's telling you and discern for myself. And it's just filling up the gas tank, because grief takes so much out of us.